This is my deliberative presentation for the Fundamentals of Speech Communication course instructed by Jennifer Von Ewiget. My topic is physical education in elementary schools. Elementary schools have cut out PE classes and physical activity time in order to have more time for learning. Cutting out physical activity in the school day makes it so kids get used to living an unhealthy, inactive lifestyle. Elementary schools should be required to have 3 15-minute breaks throughout the day where kids can take a break from learning and get some physical activity. Physical activity time in elementary schools is diminishing and taking a turn for the worse. But there are many solutions that can put the schools and the children right back on track. Elementary school age children are not getting enough physical activity. It is hard for kids to stay focused when they haven't had physical activity throughout the day. From my own experience, I know that when I'm sitting in class for a long time or sitting at work or even in the office and I'm sitting there for long periods of time without moving, it's hard for me to stay focused on my work. So once I do take a break and come back, I'm able to work more efficiently. Physical activity time has been taken out so more learning can take place. But according to Glenda Avery from an article in 2013 entitled A Model for Bridging Gaps in School Wellness Programs, school-based health interventions can be difficult to sell to schools because of competing academic priorities, poor buy-ins from staff, and even resistance from parents. Many school wellness policies are too weak and receive few resources to support success. Kids may never know the importance of physical activity if they do not learn it from school. School is where kids spend 8 hours of their day, and unless they go to sports after school or if their parents teach them about physical activity, they may go their whole life without knowing anything about the importance of physical activity. That is why we need to show kids how to be healthy. An Asian social science article from 2013 summarizes that physical activity at a young age helps with developing motor skills. Developing motor skills at a young age helps children grow mentally and physically. Also, a lack of exercise is contributing to obesity in school-aged children. Allison Neeser, in her 2013 article entitled Preventing Obesity Through Schools in 2010, said in 2010, 1/3 of school-aged youth were estimated to be overweight or obese. That is why a law is necessary to enforce time for physical activity daily. Physical education classes and recesses still need to be included in the school day, along with the 3 15-minute breaks. Frank Perna, in his 2012 American Journal of Public Health, states, yet although school health guidelines support recommendations for school-based physical activity and national standards specifying amount of time for PE exist, there is a great variation in PE practices across schools because states and schools vary in their policies. Also, schools vary in their degree of implementation of these policies, which may affect the quantity and quality of PE. That is why it is very important for us to take 3 15-minute breaks throughout the day for teachers to lead the class in an exercise or any kind of physical activity. In the book, Promoting Physical Activity and Health in the Classroom, it says that students should be provided with at least 3 15-minute breaks per day to satisfy their need for physical activity. One study found that girls averaged almost 1,200 steps and boys 1,400 steps in just a 15-minute activity break. And in just those 15 minutes, children accumulated more than 10% of their recommended daily physical activity needs. An activity that teachers can do with their classroom, they can do any activity, but these are a great idea. They're cards that show different exercises and physical activities, and the first one I'm going to show you guys is for grades K through 2, and this one is called Do This, Not That. So for this, you don't need any equipment, and a chosen leader is going to perform a various movement in each proceeding by saying do this or do that. Students should copy the movements, but only if they are preceded by the phrase do this. If the directions are do that, no one is to move. Students who copy movement when do that is said are given 1 point. Students attempt to complete the game with as few points as possible. Also, the leader should give commands somewhat rapidly but still clearly. Another one I'm going to show you guys is for grades 3 through 6, and this one is called Keep It Up or Sit Down. For this one, the only equipment you're going to need is a balloon. For this, what you're going to do is remove one chair from the room and select that student as the starting leader who is holding the balloon. When the leader tosses the balloon into the air, The rest of the class gets up and begins to move around. As long as the balloon is in the air, the class moves. When the balloon hits the floor or a desk, everyone tries to find a chair as quickly as they can. Then a new leader is selected and play continues. This plan of 3 breaks per day that are 15 minutes will work for a number of reasons. Childhood obesity will decrease. Also, children will be more focused, so it will be easier for them to learn. Also, healthy kids equal healthy adults. If you teach kids how to live healthy when they're young, it will go through with them until they're adults. In conclusion, children in America are not getting a sufficient amount of exercise at school. People of the United States can act to ensure that our future generations are getting enough exercise and living a healthy lifestyle. The U.S. Congress should pass legislation that requires classrooms to have 3 15-minute breaks each day for physical activity, along with the regular PE and recess schedule.